Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. Oh my goodness, yes, we have made it into another month. Time is going by fast. So we are in the month of July. Yes, we are. Can some of y'all believe that? I can't. It's going by really fast. So, just want to say, welcome to summer. I know a lot of y'all feeling it already. The heat, the rain, the sweating, and the whole bunch of stuff. You can't get your hair right. But I just want to say, welcome, 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 welcome to another week of Remove the Mask. And we have a good show for you today. So, also, I want to say, because the 4th of July is coming up real soon, which is Friday, and I look at this time as being family. Time for family to get together, to be thankful for you for everything that has been done in your life, for your independence, how you got here, what you had to achieve to get here. But again, I say 4th of July is about family. And family comes with consisted of children. So it's about giving 100%. And with our topic today about giving, and giving is also an action because you got to do some type of action to show that you're giving and everything. So you can't just speak with words. So before we get started, you know what I need for you to do? Yep, it haven't changed. I need for you to like, click, and share. That's right. Hit like, click, and share. Tell everybody else about the Remove the Mask. And basically, if it's your first time tuning in and you're like, oh, okay, I'm kind of curious, what is this Remove the Mask? I believe that everybody's walking around with a mask, trying to cover up who they really feel, who you really are, and who you're pretending to try to make happy and be there for that person that feel like they need your support, but you left hanging, not getting that support that you need. So, but today's topic is about giving, and it's about family, and it's about children. Are we giving 100% to our children? So let me read a chapter in the book, and it talks about giving 100%. So it says, as parents, we should remember that we wanted and ask for children. I know you're saying, okay, now, Dr. P, I didn't say that I actually wanted children. Well, you kind of did because you know what it takes to get kids. But so you was a giving participant in that and asking for those kids. So when you gave of yourself to your partner or to your boyfriend or to your husband, you decided then, I am asking to have children because you already know what the side effects or what the consequences or what the blessing it would be. All depend on your situation, how you want to call it. Like I said, some of us call it a blessing because even God said children are a blessing to us. God even said, go out and multitude the world. So that means be plentiful. So we already know what it takes in order for us to be to be plenish the word. We know what it is to get that blessing is to have children, but also we know too if we having sex or if we engaging in sexual activities that we will produce a child from that activity. So, like I said, we can argue about it if you asked for them or if you didn't ask for it, but you did do the first step in giving towards that participation to receive that. So, let's continue on, okay? So, we should approach parenting with a mindset. Yes, that's the next thing you need to get together is your mind. You got to get your mind together because being single, you had your mindset on not having children around. It was okay that you had your nephew. It was okay you had your niece. It was okay if you had your baby sister and you was 18 or 19 or mid 20s. It was okay because you already knew your mindset that this ain't mine to keep. I can give them back. So now that you are a parent, your mindset of giving 100% of your love, of your care, and of your attention. So that's kind of hard to do when you was only thinking of yourself. You only cared about yourself. You only loved yourself. And you only gave attention to yourself because you didn't have to share it with nobody. Even in your dating or going out with your boyfriend and stuff like that, even with your husband, you still had that time out and said, hey, I need a half a day. I need Mondays. I need Sunday for myself. So that's what you're going to do. So you could not be with your boyfriend 2 or 3 days, and because you're thinking of yourself, you're like, I got to give myself a break. But in that, once you get that child, your mindset had to change because now you got to give 100% of yourself, of your love, and your attention to our children. And that is correct. That means that being a parent, listening to their needs, yes. And sometimes listening to their needs is almost like a sound language. And so, you got to pick up how they face look like. They could be sad, or they may, or a smile. That means in one of them, they're not having a good day, something going wrong, could be a tummy ache, it could be a headache. All you know is from that facial expression, something ain't right. So now you got to listen to their needs. You got to pay more attention to them and providing guidance and discipline. Ooh. And some of us say, how can I discipline somebody when I don't have no discipline? I don't know how to save my money. I don't know how to not overeat. I see my Krispy Kreme donuts and I got to have it. So I have some self-discipline that I need to work on. And now I got to tell this child, now you got to have some discipline. So it's just like your mom might have told you, hey, stop talking back. You're talking too much. Sometimes it's a time to talk and not to talk. It's sometimes to do this and not to do that. Everything don't have to have an answer to. Ooh. So now you got to apply some of those rules, some of those instructions to your children now. And being a positive, and being a positive role model. That's right. And it's like you ask yourself, well, I was looking at the videos, YouTube, the TV, and I wanted this movie star to be my role model. I wanted this football player to be my role model. I wanted this actress to be my role model. Oh, I wanted that pastor to be my role model. But you have to be a role model for your children. And then you come to find out your role models crush you because they football players wasn't all what they thought they was. Your singers wasn't what they thought they was. Or you couldn't believe they were doing this or doing that. So sometimes God is trying to get you to understand who should be your role model. Who should you be looking to? Okay? So because if you know who you should look to, then you're able to direct and guide your children who they should be directing their attention to and giving that 100% to as a role model. By giving our all to our children can create a nutrition, yes, a nurturing and loving environment that support the growth and development. And that's a big thing. That's a big thing because then what tends to happen is that us as adults, we start playing in our head. And that's where the devil comes in. Yeah, you wonder why you having these flashbacks. You're trying to grasp for memories. You're trying to grasp for when was my parents a role model? Was they doing this for me? Or should I hate them because they were never around? Or they left me? Or they worked so much that I never saw them. I basically had to take care of myself. Were they good role models? So if this is what I'm supposed to do is follow their footsteps? Let's look in there, read some more and see, okay? So what we're seeing here in this chapter is going to acknowledge that the importance of family. And what we need to turn to is God. God is all about family. Yes, he is. Okay? So he talks about that and he gives us as parents and he gives children also a charge of duty. Yes. So we have many Bible verses that we can turn to that talk to us about the different ways as parents how we should guide our children. The most famous one we have the 10 Commandments. Which one of it is that our children should obey their mother and father. But as also it's a charge to the mother and father too that we should obey God. Okay? Also, It tells us in Proverbs 22, verse 6, train up a child. Train up a child. So, and I think that's one of the big ones that, we always, you give sermons, people always talk about train up a child of the way they should go so that they would not um, stray away. Then also we have the one that's spar, you know how it goes. Spar the rod, spar the child. Let me see if we get this right here. So I have it right here. So it says, whoever spared the rod hates their children, but who loves their children is careful to discipline them. And sometimes we take that out of context, and that's in Proverbs 13 and 24. Okay, so when we say spare the rods and for their children, but the one who loves their children is carefully to discipline them. Meaning that if you see what is wrong, you know wrong is wrong. Okay, lying is wrong. Talking foul language to your parents is wrong. Giving respect to your parents is the right thing to do. So when you the role model, so if your kids are seeing you talking to their grandparents, your parents, and you're cussing at them and you're calling them out their name, don't be surprised when that child, your child, call you out your name because they're watching you. And if you know that, hey, we went in the store and you picked something up and I told you not to pick it up and you put it in your pocket, by the time we get in the car, get halfway down the road and you pull out, I'm like, where you get that from? I don't remember paying for that. I got it from the store. But you know that was wrong. That's where it says come in here and discipline. If you love your child, you will discipline them. You will let them know that what they just did in their actions was wrong. And that's how you teach them. You go back and say, hey, let's take that back to the store. Now, if you would have told me, I would have got it for you, but you didn't even ask me. You didn't give me the benefit of the doubt to see if I would get that for you or not. Yeah, the answer could have been no. And that's how our Father talks to us. Our God, our Heavenly Father. That's how he talked to us too. Because you're like, God, why can't I have it? Why can't I do this? Why can't I have this job? Why they had to tell me no? Every time I turn around, it's like I get a no. I get a no. Your kids are watching you. But God is telling you no right now because you're not either disciplined or you're not mature enough or you haven't grown up mentally to handle the responsibility, because if I give you this promotion, it's going to come with more responsibilities. You can't just slack off and keep doing what you want to do and think you're going to get the pay raise. You can't sit up and tell your kids, okay, now you're going to the second grade, you're going to the fourth grade, you got to step up your game. You can't sit around the school and talk all day. You can't just throw your shoes off and kick around on the floor. You can't sit there and walk around the classroom because that's what you did in daycare when you were 3 or 4. Now you in the third grade. We need to get your reading on. You need to do this. Don't tell me, Mama, I'm tired. I don't want to read. I hate reading. No, Mama or Daddy, you got to find ways to help that child to read, because you know as year goes on, the older that child going to get, just like you was, you're going to have to know these things. So buckle up. And that's what God telling us. You will have sweat on your brow. That means you're going to be working. So each year, that child's going to be working to get better and better in their education so that when they get on their own, they'll be able to function in this world. And you, as a role model, going to work, showing them the right thing to do, going to church, and letting them see these things, they're going to look back and say, you know what, I had the best role model because my parents, my mom and dad, did exactly that. So what I'm reading in the Bible and what they showed me was the same way I should do with my own kids. And you're going to be proud of your kids because the fact that you already have a guidebook. Yes, you're like, what book can I find, Deetra? Yes, I'm telling you, the Bible is your book. It is your handbook. It is your guiding book. It is your mentor. It is your tracking record. It will let you know. It will let you know how you should talk to your children and how to continue to pray for your children and how to show up and be there for them, but also let them know how to be their own person, independent person, but also seek into their talents that God has given to them. Not lean to your understanding, but always seek God for the understanding that they need to have. And that's for yourself too as parents as well. So as we continue to go on and say, it is a warning, not a promise. Okay, so this is going back to Proverbs 22:6, stating that it is a warning to parents that if they allow their children to have their own way, and they do not, and they will not depart from the foolishness when they get older. And now we all know this. You know, oh, you were such a good child at 4 and 5, 10 years old. I didn't have no problem. You were the sweetest thing ever. I didn't have no problem. Oh my God, it seemed like you went to bed one night and you woke up and I don't know who this person is. I don't know who came in my house. You completely changed. So that's what it's saying here. It's saying that when they will not depart, that the foolishness will not, when they are older, the foolishness will not enter into them. That's what we're saying. Who you been around? You acting foolish. You acting like you ain't got no sense. Who you been talking to? Who your friends are? What happened to those friends? I don't want to be with them no more. They lame. They don't want to do nothing. They don't want to have fun. Wait a minute. But now you with these group of kids, and now they're acting foolish. If they acting foolish, then you acting foolish. Then all of a sudden, then the parent got to go foolish on you too, because we got to snap you back, because that's not how I was raising you. I got to snap you back. So that's what it said about training a child in the way they should go. When you see them getting ready to go off that course, if you're raising them that way, then we should have them getting off course. And if they do, we know what we need to do. We need to get them back into the church. We need to get them back around like-minded people so that they can be true. Something don't happen where they have to now wear a mask. Not only you parents are wearing a mask, now your children are wearing a mask. Now they don't know who they are. All of a sudden, in that day to day, trying to do the right thing, trying to go to work, trying to provide, trying to feed, trying to do entertainment, trying to do all these things, the devil sit down somewhere. He saw the opening. And that means we got to slow down, take a breather. That's right. Give some action. Give some action, and let's have some fellowship time. Let us not lose our family time. Let us not lose our love for each other. Let us not lose how much I care for you. I don't care how much the world might tell you out there, and I know the world gonna tell you a whole lot of things, that you're ugly, that you're too fat, that you're not beautiful, oh, you too slow, oh, you this and you that. Everything but saying, you good at that. You know what? You got a beautiful smile. You know what? I see something in you. You're very talented. I didn't know you can do that. I have a hard time doing that. No, we don't hear those things. And when we need to hear them coming from home first. So as parents, as we do this, we got to speak affirmation to our kids. You are wonderful. You are beautiful. You are wonderfully made. God even said that we are beautiful and wonderfully made in his image. So who to say that I'm not what I'm supposed to be, of God set me out to be? So parents, this is what we're asking out of you. This is what God is asking out of you. Because if we can't get it from home, and you're knowing this is where your guidebook is coming from. So that's giving that 100%. And giving that 100%, we got to be around in fellowship with each other. Because when we're around fellowship, around each other, and the ministry comes, and not on just Sunday morning. Just don't happen on Sunday morning. It happened like if we was in person, we would have a remove the mask class, and we would all sit around and talk about it. When we're having Bible study, we would all sit around and talk about it. When we're having Sunday school, we would all sit down and talk about it, because we go in depth. We go in depth in how we feel, and we can start pulling layers and layers and layers and layers off to understand it's okay if I mess up. God already said I am a sinner. And I'm going to have to ask for forgiveness every day, because I'm going to think something wrong. I'm going to say something wrong. My action's going to be something wrong. I'm going to do something. And I'm constantly going to have to say, forgive me, Lord. I didn't mean that. It's just a trickle thing. Lord, I shouldn't have screamed at my children. I know that was wrong. Help me to be able to go back to them and give them a hug and let them feel that hug is genuine, that mama was just upset. Mama let something get to her or something like that. I had a bad call from the bill collector or this, and that. But to let them see, we do have those days. And we know how to go back and tell that person, I'm sorry, even our own children. And sometimes we got to do that, and the children got to see that how we do it with our adults, with our own husband and wives and boyfriends and girlfriends. Our kids need to see, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have yelled at you. I'm sorry that I accused you of doing this and you didn't do it. I am sorry. So those are the things that we're talking about. And then when you do that, you're taking the layer of that mask off. Well, my daddy said I'm supposed to have been hard and I don't supposed to be doing this. And even if I was wrong, I ain't gonna let him know I was wrong. I'm just gonna keep on letting it go. But see, you planting a bad seed. And then that child gonna say, I never seen my daddy do anything. And he never admits when he was wrong, when he knows all the evidence was right there in front of them. And they still did admit that it was wrong. God said, ask for forgiveness. If you did something wrong, go to that brother and you ask for forgiveness. That's with your children too. So they know too how to do the same thing. So now we know a little understanding about giving 100%. It ain't about showing up for the birthdays. It's not showing up for the graduation. It's not just showing up when I get in the hospital or something like that. That's showing up 24/7. That's giving percent, the giving the love, giving them the nutrition, and say, hey, people will hurt your feelings, but it's okay. We got to forgive them. That's what God did for us. That's what Jesus did for us. He died on the cross to forgive us. He said, Father, forgive them for their sins, for they do not know what they do. Until somebody come along to correct them. So when I correct you, now you know better. So that's how we move forward, and that's how we're able to spread the word to others, to let them know you don't have to carry this burden. You don't have to carry this load on you. You know, this person don't like me. They don't want to be my friend. I made a mistake. You know, I said something I shouldn't have said, but I thought I was doing it in a good heart. It's okay. But once you go to that person and ask for forgiveness and that person having a hard time forgive you, is nothing that you can do. And don't you put that burden on you because they cannot forgive you. It's okay. It takes time. Yes, it takes time. It takes time for God to get to their heart, to help them to understand that that person came to you to ask for forgiveness. And we all have to ask for forgiveness because we ask God every day for forgiveness. So, as you continue on with your evening, and this is one part of removing that mask. So, it's just a reflection, just to think about it. Take a moment. Just take a moment to do a self check. And everybody can change. It just takes one little step. And you stay consistent in doing that one little step. And before you know it, you don't got to a stone. Before you know it, you don't got to a rock. And you don't moved on. And you're going to look back and say, I came a mighty long way. So I just want to say thank you again. I look forward to our discussions again. If you want to make a comment, if you got a question, just type it in the comment. Just put it in the message. I would love to hear from you because God has the answer. And one thing I want to tell you is nothing new under the sun that God don't already know about. So don't think that you're going through this by yourself. Don't think you're the first one that ever had this situation. You're not. But it's just good to know that somebody else and we got the answers. It's up to you to be able to deal with those answers, accept yourself, and move forward and knowing that God loves you no matter what. No matter what. And he got new people to put in your place. It's okay. It's called a season. And we'll talk about that one day later about our seasons. Okay? But it's been a joy. I thank you again for giving me your full attention tonight to our giving 100%, and giving is action. You got to take action in order to show your giving. Okay? Again, like I said, happy 4th of July. Spend time with your family. Eat good. Have great conversation. Tell them that you love them. Give them a hug. And I love you too. So until then, I'll talk to you later. And don't forget to like, click, and share. Like, click, and share. Y'all have a good night.